Right, welcome back to another episode of Now Testify. I'm Shon. I've got my buddy here, Brett. He's going to join us on the test loop drive today. Fresh off the press, well, I shouldn't say fresh. I actually end up having to wait like way too long to get the update for today. But, you know, so I'm on FSD Beta 10.12.2. Finally rolled out to allow the folks on the safety score today. This release was really weird because, and it seems to be maybe the new cadence, they seem to be releasing the major point releases. 10.12 went out to the original tester group, which is only about, 15, 20, maybe 30 people. I'm not entirely sure. It's really small. Then they made an update about a week later that was 10.1, and I want to say those also went out to the same group, and then they finally came out with 12.1 and then 12.2, and so I think the majority of folks got it yesterday, about 60%, and then today they're rolling it out, it seems like, to the rest of the folks that were admitted to the program on safety score, and I'm wondering if they'll end up seeing more folks added this time, because I know there's a lot of you waiting. So, first off, thanks everybody for watching videos. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave comments down below if you have any for me. Kind of the big improvements from what I have seen is there's going to be some interesting new visualizations. The big one everybody's talking about is they're displaying car doors now. So like when they're open, like it'll show that on there. So that will help, I think, with recognition. Also note that I'm going to leave chapters below, so if you want to skip to the interesting parts of the different turns, etc., and any disengagements I might have, those will be linked down there, so if you just want to jump to a spot in the video. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. And I need to put it in drive first, and I'll just get going. And there we go. You guys also might notice I've got a new gadget here. This is a Uniden R7 radar detector. I have another video coming on that here pretty soon, and I'll even talk about how I've got it mounted, etc., because that was an interesting challenge, and whoa, kind of a interesting maneuver there. Luckily it's avoiding the curb, thank you very much. But yeah, kind of a weird wide loop. And wait for the mailman, please. Wait for the mailman. Wait for the mailman. Thank you. All right, now we can go.
That was a lot smoother creeping than the last time I came, though. It didn't creep nearly the length of distance that we did before. It felt like it got a little closer to the intersection rather than creeping for 10 to 15 more feet or so. It was closer. That was good.
Yeah, so certainly on the last version, it also would like stop short.
Way back and then creep way long.
Yeah. All right, so getting in the turn lane here. Oh, yeah, it's not gonna get in the turn lane. And whoa, we're really close to this. That's okay. That is disengagement number 1. Not in the right turn lane, and it just got really close to that. I did switch my FSD profile to average, though. I usually have been on chill, so I don't know how much that's having an effect. That was actually something else I was testing. Get in the left-hand lane here and make it go this way. No, auto steer temporarily. There we go. All right, so creeping a little bit. Please don't run to the back of that truck. Okay, so we're not out in the road yet, but that's further ahead than I would normally be. We've got another man making a left turn here, and he's got a trailer. Hopefully he's gonna go wide. Yep.
Interesting, it shows it as a semi being towed behind it.
Yeah, the visualization.
That's funny.
They don't have all of them in here yet. I've noticed that too.
It's a truck towing a semi, a mini semi.
Okay, so I mean, I guess that's just waiting for this traffic on the right to clear.
Okay.
Which is fine. And it used this merge lane, which is fine.
Good. That was smooth?
Yeah, actually the left turn was smooth, and so I don't know, I'm sure you don't watch half the the Tesla videos I do, but there's another YouTuber, Chris. His channel is Dirty Tesla. He's a fun guy to watch. In 12.2 when he or 10.12 when he got it, he kept saying it was very confident and very natural. The naturalness and the confidence is really improved, and it was actually pretty funny how many times he said it in that video. So that's what I'm also looking forward to, naturalness and confidence. Yeah, so...
You know, the other thing I'm even noticing too is that the little tail or the squid or whatever they call the line on
Tentacle,
that.
yeah.
The tentacle, that's it. I'm looking for that word. The tentacle has been, as I'm watching it just even around corners and stuff, a lot less jitter in it. It's way smoother than the last time I came with you.
Yeah, I think some of the other visualizations, I want to say as the program has progressed, they've tried to, I think, show the system's confidence by how solid the lines are, etc., that you're seeing. And it's hard to know whether in the program they are... Okay, come up before we stop. We've got the go-ahead, and this lady's just going to go anyway. And just as Chris said, I'm going to go ahead and give it the accelerator. Chris Wills mentioned this. Nobody wants to wait for anybody to come to a complete stop. Okay, so we're going to get in this right-hand lane again, which again is fine if it's got the confidence, and hopefully it's got the confidence to merge over to the left-hand lane, because that's where we're going to need to be.
See what it does.
So it's done this before, but when it can, it usually does try and get in the left-hand lane to begin with. So it does know it needs to get in the left-hand lane. We got
changing lanes.
Yep.
That was smooth. Nice. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. And a good acceleration with the traffic here. So yeah, that was good. But back to the line. So I think as it continues, I don't know how much the visualization is going to actually show us as the testers how confident it is anymore. So now, things are nice solid colors, although you can still see some fuzziness here with the red lines and that sort of thing. Okay, so here we've got a yield. This is supposed to be much better as well with roundabouts, etc. And we do should be good to go.
Yeah.
And this one has actually been really questionable for me when I've been on FSD, because it's hard to know whether it is actually continuing on because it knows, or it didn't know it was supposed to yield and just like flew through. It's done that a few times. And then also, went appropriately behind a car. Again, I wasn't entirely sure it knew to yield, but so, that might be something I end up wanting to test a little bit more here and there. But anyway, so far so good.
Yeah, this is better than last time by a long shot. At least from what I remember.
Yeah, and I think actually I had you in the car for that when I initially got the last major release, the 11.2, 10.11.2. So this is a full point release version later. Yep.
Okay.
And that was like a month, maybe 6 weeks ago. It used to be we would get updates like every 2 weeks, and probably more incremental. I don't remember. Yeah, it seems like that they are kind of going up from the major point release, 10.10, 10.11, 10.12, and rolling out those major point releases instead of doing the smaller releases. So I'm guessing maybe it's just the group is getting larger, they're being more conservative with the rollouts. But that's also a point of frustration for me as well, because some people have been on, a good portion of people have been on 10.12.2 now for a few days. There's maybe a manhole cover that was in the road.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Weird.
That's another thing that, like, so far I don't believe the system has the capability of seeing like objects that are like
low to the ground.
They don't have much height or depth or whatever, but it's still a thing in the middle of the road.
What did it say?
Red light camera. So sure enough, right up here, that's kind of one of the cool things. Not handy so much for around here because I know where all those red light cameras are, but yeah, the R7 will let you know when you get close to one.
Huh, that's cool.
Has like a database that can be updated with those cameras. So
interesting.
Yeah, so showing this is a semi.
It's shaking like crazy.
The fidelity of the vehicles is more as well. So before they were pretty much just kind of all gray. Turn signals now are a thing, so it should show blinking lights if somebody is turning.
Yeah, I was noticing it showing tail lights on the car right next to us randomly. I mean, the rest of it didn't show them, but it did show tail lights on the car that was next to us.
And then it also seems to be seeing more and further away, which is
yeah, in general it seems like we're out a bit further. Like the visualization has definitely given us a little bit more space. I felt like we were zoomed in a lot more.
Yeah. All right, coming down a Rondo Street here. At the bottom we have the Pybus Challenge, I've dubbed it. Basically it likes to stay in this right hand lane, and at the bottom of this hill, just before the market, it's a right turn only. So the destination I've actually programmed is supposed to be for Pybus Market, but it stays in this lane, and even we'll see the right turn only sign, you know, markings, but there's no actual sign. So I've got somebody next to me, and nope, that's a failure. So we will be turning right like we're supposed to, and yeah, you know, so it's just really odd that every time it has the markings in the road and does its right turn only, but it's either has gotten confused or just goes straight like it is going to do. But yeah, so very odd. Unfortunately, not not fixed, and I don't know what needs to happen for that to get fixed. But so we'll go to the loop end here, which the next kind of main challenge really ends up becoming the bridge.
Yeah, it's a little harder going back.
Yeah. And you've been on that with me before going over the bridge. It gets kind of hairy. which lane it wants to be in.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be able to make up its mind. Oh, that's interesting. It showed the car door. I just noticed down here on the truck. It showed the car door open, and it showed the person get out and the car door shut.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
A very, very slight tap on the brake for that truck. I don't know if you felt it or not.
It was very subtle. It was not very noticeable. I mean, I would say the other thing that it's definitely gotten a lot better with is there was a lot of the phantom braking where it was just braking all the time randomly. I haven't even felt it do that once so far. Like, anytime it's hit the brake, it's usually been a justifiable moment
Super
to hit the
easy,
brake.
unprotected left. This shouldn't be a problem at all. I mean, no traffic, nothing to mitigate, so... Well,
and there's a phantom brake.
Yep, there's a phantom brake. And I don't know why it would stop. We've even got nice lane markings now, so the city has come through after the winter and redid all the lines, so it's like there's plenty of here, and it should be very confident in doing. So, yeah, so I'm not sure why we got a phantom brake there, but it's always interesting as well when you review these as I'm watching them while I'm editing and seeing if I notice something on the visualization, because by and large I'm paying attention, still vigilantly paying attention to the road rather than the visualization, especially when it's doing weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Alright, so another thing we had on the last version, especially on this test route, is it would give these weird like false blinkers, like it was going to get in this other lane and then decides not to, and then finally decides to. So we haven't gotten any of that yet. We've got very light traffic, so there's not a whole lot here to mitigate for the test loop, but that's fine. I would say this is probably fairly normal traffic.
Yeah.
So we need to get in the right-hand lane at some point. I myself like to anticipate these quite a bit. So I would have been in there already.
They tend to get backed up quite a bit.
Exactly.
Here.
And that's also something, it definitely should.
And it's good to do.
think it's kind of thinking about it, but
yeah,
see,
it's looking, but it's too late now.
Yeah, so it looks like maybe it's going to slow down. Yeah, and put on the blinker, and it's got room.
It's going. Okay. Yeah. Whoa!
All right.
Jeez. Okay.
it very much got in that lane.
Some aggressive.
So that's wow. Yeah. So I was confident enough that it wasn't doing anything super squirrely, so I didn't disengage, but yeah, that was strange. Like, it was already like in the lane.
Yeah, it was halfway in the lane, and then it reamed on the on the wheel. Just asserting its dominance, I guess, and making sure the car behind us knows.
It does need to be in this left lane. That's good. Yeah. But here's the other thing that it generally wants to do is get back in this right lane. Let's see how it does today. So this is, again, the correct lane. The other thing it's done is actually, so this is, again, an interesting turn because you can go straight through this, like straight-ish, right, through this loop.
Oh.
Okay. No, so it got in the right lane. And now it's getting
gonna try and switch back
in the left lane. Yep.
Yes.
So it's, I don't see anybody, so we're good to do that. But so it's fine, but it's just super awkward, and it's just not. It shouldn't be doing those lane changes. So again, I'm gonna hit the report button again. It's just, and that's it was slightly different than it's done it before, but generally that's how it works. It gets in the left lane, and then it's like, no, I'm gonna get in the right lane, and then gets in the left lane once it's made the turn. So I would rather just stay in the right lane if it wants to be there. And I'm gonna move out of the way for that roadkill, so we can count that as a disengagement if you want, but which you probably should. Again, I think it should detect roadkill. I don't think it should run over roadkill.
Yeah, kind of it.
And kind of staying out of line there.
Yeah, really hugging that side.
Okay. Oh, we got another interesting situation up here. We got a telephone line being worked on, and it's not in the road, so we've got plenty of space, but okay, so we're good to go here.
Tesla doesn't put little special marks on other Teslas. It can't detect that there was another Tesla.
Yeah, I actually had thought that might be the case with this update, that it was showing other Teslas like as the models they were, but not yet. Okay, so it didn't have to necessarily go really around that car, the utility vehicle too much, but I think it still made a bit of adjustment there. So, rest of the loop is pretty dang easy. There isn't a whole lot here. It's really super challenging, to be honest. But the bridge, is a bit tricky, but it did it. I didn't have to disengage through the whole bridge on and or off. It was just, goofy. The unprotected lefts that we've taken, which the two of those, they were fine. The first one was, I'm a little bit nose pointed in the road a little too much than I would do it myself. But it waited and made a safe enough left. It was just that, so the only kind of wonky parts were when it almost rammed the mail truck for whatever reason. That was just so weird.
Yeah. And
then it just unfortunately failed the Pybus challenge again. It's just super strange. I don't know why that one, it seems like if it's vision only, and it's already recognizing the right turn only arrows on the road, that the vision system should say, yep, I need to turn right here. Yeah. It does not have, the one has the one going forward and a right. So, but that seems to be like the small broken challenge. Yeah, definitely more natural turns, not as jerky as it has been before.
Very smooth.
And yeah, some nice acceleration. On the whole, I think it's a slight improvement from the last version. It's not significant, and I think this is just our destination spot.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel it's a significant improvement, but I also didn't, with the exception of some just the additional other strangeness, which is too bad. The weird jerky, that hard steer was also kind of strange. So I haven't experienced anything really like that before. So, Elon did say that this release was going to be kind of like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of release again, which seems to be the cadence for all of the releases that we've gotten so far. And I think it's just kind of how the nature of this program is going to go. Mm-hmm. But any thoughts, Brett?
Yeah, I mean, I think by and large, like you said, I think I was several versions back the last time I came, but that felt, I mean, other than the times where it obviously went off kilter,
yeah, totally.
The rest of the drive felt a lot more natural than the if you'd told me the car was if I didn't know the car was driving, that the way it was taking those turns, the kind of the smoothness of braking and creeping, and I'd probably drive it a little different, but that doesn't, the way that it's driving it still feels like a natural driver might drive the car. Somebody that's a little bit more timid or a little more careful, but not crazy amounts of careful.
Right.
So I think that's pretty different. I mean, I think we've tried the aggressive. I think the very first time I rode with you, we tried the aggressive mode, and it definitely was. It didn't feel like it was creeping much. I mean, it was very or assertive or whatever they call it. Yep. Assertive. This average mode felt. I mean, by comparison, because I think we did the careful mode or whatever the safe mode is.
I generally had that in chill.
Yeah, the chill mode before we were sitting there for very long periods of time at intersections and turns and stuff, and it was waiting until there was almost nothing before it would be daring enough to do the turns. But this time around, it felt a little bit more. It definitely had something. The average mark or whatever it is, or the normal, felt about right, but it was a little closer to the assertive mode, which was nice. I didn't feel like it was getting too out of hand with the timidness. Yeah,
it really is kind of interesting, and I probably have to go back and do the loop perhaps on chill, but I think I might take it in more of a direction where I'm trying the different modes, but at things where I feel like it is maybe struggling. So unprotected lefts, 4 ways, and then also lane changing. So I want to take it actually like across the river and get on like Shon and go in that 3-lane one direction and see how often it's shifting lanes based on certain things, because I've noticed a lot on that. So, and again, there's no real description on those, except for the follow distance is really the only thing that shows. So if you look at, here's the difference. Oh, look at that.
Oh, we were on chill?
We were on chill. So I thought
I would not have believed that. I would not have believed that.
So I guess that's a good thing, because I typically have been testing in chill, so there's a comparison. But yeah, so it really says larger follow distance and perform fewer speed lane changes, which is, to be honest, what I want, because I've seen a lot of like speed lane changes being strange around town. And then just follow distance, and then smaller follow distance and more frequent speed lane changes, and will not exit passing lanes. So, around town, it shouldn't make that much of a difference, and I don't know even if it affects things like 4-way stops and in unprotected lefts, and I haven't seen anybody comment that it actually does those either. So, just, not a whole lot there, but beyond that kind of brief description. So, it is what it is.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, because I wouldn't have felt like if you're going chill to chill, then, because the last time we did was chill, like that felt more like it should have been average. Right. It wasn't nearly like I remember. And yeah, really, I mean, the other thing is, like, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe on one hand we can count the, like, kind of odd things that happened. I mean, the last time we went, man, it was
all the time.
It was constant. It was constant. Like, whoa, why are we stopping? Whoa, where is it going? Whoa, what's it doing?
Yeah.
You know, like, it was a constant flow of that type of stuff. This time it's like, yeah, we had one kind of jerky change the lane to get onto the bridge. We had, you know, one kind of phantom brake. We had, you know, the funky part with the post office or the postal truck not getting into the left lane for whatever reason that happened. And then I mean, then there was the kind of the weird stuff with the getting off the bridge bit. But that's, I mean, it's a short drive, I guess you could say. Hey, 5 instances or so of, like, weirdness, but, like, were any of them super dangerous? I don't really feel like any of them were getting us. Like, there was some where we got really close last time where it was like, oop, that would have been an accident if we let it keep going.
Yeah, perhaps. There's definitely a lot more natural and confident.
Yep.
As Chris said. So I think I'm going to wrap it there. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Any thoughts, questions, or things you'd like me to test out, let me know, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.